most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of
Wow,
course.
what a voice. Today we're talking about stretching expert reveals best time to stretch every day. We're actually going to talk about the best methods to stretch too.
As well. Yeah, I
Right.
think this is going to be very interesting because this is a good question. I think a lot of people may be questioning.
My expert is Brad Walker.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Brad Heineck.
Yeah, not Brad Heineck. And actually, I just had him on a podcast.
Yep.
And he verified all the stuff that I'm about to say. So
Yeah, he's got a really nice book with
he's written a dozen books.
a dozen.
Yeah,
I guess I've
and-
only read one.
Yeah, and he's been at this stretching since the 90s.
Yeah.
So he's been around.
Yeah, he's he knows what he's talking about. We better
Right. By the way,
carry
if you're
on.
new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain free, and we upload every day.
Every day.
Also, if you want to, you go to our giveaway section on Bob and Brad, our
.com.
website. Yes.
Yes.
And we're always giving something away. This week, we're giving away a Sleepovation mattress. Oh,
That's
my gosh.
Right, it's a beaut.
How can we do that?
Well, Bob,
Maybe
it's just the
so.
way we are.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like this except for on the inside. You know, it's completely covered, just as a cutaway view. It's got 700 tiny mattresses for your comfort.
Really. My nephew and his wife, they got in a fight over who's going to get to sleep on the Sleepovation mattress
Yeah.
at our cabin.
Who won?
They decided to sleep together, even though
Oh,
he
really?
snored.
We don't want to talk about it, Bob.
Okay, you want to get rid of this, Brad?
Yeah, let's get rid of this and let's
All right.
talk about stretching.
So when is the best time to stretch? Now, Brad and I, in the morning is not always the best time to stretch for this reason. One reason is your discs, the discs in your back,
between the
ones that are
vertebra.
between the vertebrae, the bones that stack up to make your back, they fill up with fluid at night, called
Imbibition.
imbibition. Yeah,
They imbibe.
They imbibe. So, actually, in the morning, you're taller than you are in the evening.
Sure.
And you're also at a little more risk. You could, put that disc under stress,
Right.
more stress because it's already got the stress from the increased fluid. So you want to wait till you're up for about an hour, maybe after you've walked for a while, before you do any stretching.
Mm-hmm.
So morning's not a great time. Midday, for most people, I think is just too busy.
Yeah.
They're working.
Yeah, unless you got a siesta and you can, got 2 hours off or something like that, which in the United States, that's pretty rare.
Right. So Brad, not Brad Walker,
Oh,
what
yeah.
he does is he stretches right before he goes to bed. He and his wife, they have all their torch tools on the floor,
Yeah.
and they lie on the floor and they work on stretching. And he said this has a lot of benefits. One, the body heals all night long.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're stretching an injury, it'll have a chance to recover all night long.
You get it to relax a little before you go to bed. Mm-hmm.
He also says it works on a neuromuscular level.
Sure.
So the last thing your nervous system remembers before you go to bed is this stretching.
Sure.
So if you want to get the best bang for your buck, stretch tonight.
Right. So yeah, we're talking probably 10 minutes.
Sure.
Maybe
and
more.
While you're watching TV,
Sure.
Make it a relaxing thing.
Absolutely.
But now this is the key. If you really want to make some gains, what you really want to do is apply some heat first. He goes, this is probably the best thing you can do. So if you have a body part that's really lagging, let's say your calf muscles in your squat,
Sure.
put a heating pad on there and warm it up a little bit before you massage it.
Yeah.
The next thing you can do is massage it,
Yeah.
and then you stretch it.
Now, if you didn't have a heating pad or you wanted to take a warm bath, would that work?
Yeah, I'm
Or-
sure it
or a
would.
warm shower. But
Sure.
you want to heat it up, get the initial relaxation going.
Yeah, they have those heating pads that you put in a microwave and, heat them up.
Yep, there's a lot of
I like
options.
the Sleepovation, not Sleepovation, Thermotex. The Thermotex heating pad, this is infrared, far infrared heat. These really penetrate deep. I wouldn't recommend this just for this. If you're having trouble with your back or something like this, I always like this because
Yeah.
it penetrates deeper than normal heat.
Yeah. They're relatively expensive. So,
Yes,
if you really want to get deep heat, you get benefits from heat, then it might be something you may want to
Right.
invest
It's an
in.
investment.
Yeah.
But this penetrates 2.36?
Yes, 2.36 inches.
Yes, as opposed to regular heat, which only penetrates
Skin
skin
deep,
deep.
yeah.
So, all right. So what you're gonna do, if you're let's say if I'm having trouble with my quad and my quadricep is really tight, I would just put this on. Maybe I'd hit both at the same
Sure.
time. I would heat it up for maybe 5 minutes once it's already warm because
Right.
this takes 10 minutes to warm up.
Right.
And then I would hit it with a massage gun. And, depending on your tolerance, you could maybe use the bullet head.
Sure.
These massage guns all come with 5 different heads. From the easiest, which is probably the air-filled,
Less aggressive, yes.
to the bullet is probably one of the most aggressive.
Yeah, yeah. And I got kind of in the middle, the round head here. So, yeah, if you do have a tight, like your quad, you may get on that. If it's, get down close to your knee, then you don't want to use a bullet head. You use a round head. But you may spend, like right now, my quads are a little sore from running over the weekend. But, you may spend 3 to 5 minutes on a larger muscle like that you're getting after.
Yeah, if you find a spot that's real tender, you may want to spend a little more time on it
Yeah.
or work around it. I mean, that's an indicator that it probably needs some work. If you want to know which muscles to work on, which ones feel tight?
Right.
Which ones when you put it out and stretch. If it's the hamstrings, work on your hamstrings.
If you got some sore muscles from doing something outrageous or, more than you normally do, work on those muscles a little bit.
Right. So, and then after that, then you can perform the stretch.
Yeah, the whole idea is to get the muscles relaxed, get circulation to increase, and that's going to improve healing, relaxation. It's going to make life better.
It's funny, Brad, when I was talking to Brad Walker, the stretch expert, he mentioned heat last time I had a podcast with him. And no, it's so obvious that you should do heat first.
Yeah.
But have you ever done it?
Well, not really.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've never done it for a
I
stretch.
stretch after I get done working out where my core is up as a result of working out, but not like this.
It's
But
interesting. He does not think you should stretch for flexibility after working out. He goes, the muscles are already tired. They're a little bit vulnerable.
Sure.
We don't want to stretch them to the point of injury.
Yep.
So that's why he's like, he'd wait 2 hours before stretching after a workout.
well, that's a good point to bring out because historically I've heard from many people.
I told him that.
After
I told him that.
Yeah.
I said, and he goes, right. There was a lot of misinformation
Right.
out there. And he goes, that is not true. You should not stretch. I said the same exact thing.
Yeah, but wait 10 years and they might change your
Yeah,
mind
that's
again.
right. Now some more studies come out.
But really, I think you do what you try this and see how you respond. If you sleep better, if everything's working better, it's clear.
It does make sense to me. I like to massage my feet with the foot massager at night,
Yeah.
right before I go
Sure.
to bed. But I'm going to start doing my calves in heat because my calves are always the problem area.
Yeah.
Do you want to show a couple stretches, Brad?
Yeah,
Maybe the
for
hamstring?
example, I've got a hamstring issue that if I maintain them, I'm much better off. I ran over the weekend.
You had a 5-mile race, right?
Yeah, I did. And
How'd you do?
good. I felt really good about it. Actually, I won my age division.
Oh,
I might have been the only one in my age division. I really don't know. But I think I ran about a 7:20, 7:25.
wow. Wow.
But I'm sore.
I'm impressed,
I'm sore as
Brad.
hell.
I'm very impressed.
My calves and my quads are
Jeez.
sore. So this
30,
is
37, 30, what is that? For a total time then?
it was 30. I can't remember, but
Sure.
I had my phone talking to me every mile.
Oh,
yeah,
did ya?
yeah. My stepdaughter Ashley, she set it up, and it worked out beautifully. The first mile
So
I
you knew
came
your
in,
pace then right away.
yeah, the first mile I came in at like a 7:15,
Oh,
and
jeez.
it's like this is too fast. I'm
I
going to
couldn't
burn
even,
out.
I couldn't even run a 7:15 now. I mean,
I was
for 1 mile.
I was pleasantly surprised. But anyway, so now we're going to do this for 5 minutes. Oh, that feels great. Oh, we've got to quit because we're getting bored.
Right, and then you do a stretch.
But
right after.
yeah, let's just show. This is, I think, the best hamstring stretch,
Yes,
particularly
it is.
on if you got back problems and you don't want to irritate your back. This is the best, in my opinion, of course. But you get a stretch out strap, or you can use a belt.
Well, you got a whole routine here, don't you, Brad?
Yeah, I'm not going to go through the hip
Right.
part of it, but the thing here is I can go like this, don't have to grab, I can relax, and I'm just going to go up like this. And I may bend the knee and then go like this and get the hip a little bit. And I always have a pillow or something to rest on or just relax, because when you relax, and the big benefit I like with the stretch out strap, you're not interfering with your back.
Right.
And then I'll go over this way and I'll get the medial aspect and the groin muscles, which really is helpful, I think. It really completes that stretch.
So how long do you think he recommends to stretch before you race?
Pop quiz time.
Yes.
That's a good question.
You're going to be wrong. I know it when you answer.
Yeah. I read his book too, and it seemed like I thought there was it varied a little bit. There were some variables,
Depending on the type of stretch, probably.
but let's just say 5 to 10 seconds.
You're getting close.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was
Not
like,
the 30 seconds.
No, it was only like 3 to 4 seconds that he stretched.
And how many repetitions?
He didn't say how many reps, but what he would do is he'd go stretch,
Yeah.
then he'd run really slow.
Yeah.
I walk
Yeah.
to start.
Sure.
And then if he feels something, like a spot
Yeah.
that's bad, he would stop and then stretch that spot.
Oh, so this is all part of a warm up.
Yeah, all part of a warm up. Yeah, so which makes sense to me because I've done that before, where I've gone out for a run, I started feeling something right away. I stopped and I stretched my calf or stretched my quad.
Yep.
So really good thing to follow. So you have to watch the video on Brad or listen to the podcast.
Yeah, BW, Brad Walker.
Yeah, Brad Walker.
Not BH. All right.
All right. Not BS.
Yeah.
It says B.
Yeah, but be careful in
All
whatever
right.
you do.
Yeah, thanks for watching.